Hey friends, please like and subscribe for amazing stories. My name is James, and I had no idea my wedding day would become the worst day of my life. My fiancée, Victoria, was everything I wanted in a partner. She was kind and smart, much smarter than me, really. She attended school for so many years to become a doctor and worked long hours most of the time. At first, I was happy for her, but then I began to feel neglected. Her work became much more important than me. She even missed important events and holidays. When we did spend time together, she was tired and unappreciative of my efforts. I felt so lonely in my relationship, I didn't know what to do. But then I met Ruby, a new woman at work who was very friendly and undeniably gorgeous. We connected right away, and she made me feel good about myself, more than Victoria ever did. To Ruby, I was someone special. Our interactions were friendly at first, but quickly turned flirtatious. Ruby laughed at all my silly jokes. She asked me to hang up items on her wall office or fix things on her computer. She turned to me for everything. For the first time in forever, I felt appreciated, almost idolized by Ruby. Meanwhile, Victoria was planning our wedding. I resented the whole idea of the wedding and snapped at her when she asked such meaningless questions. I didn't want to think about marrying Victoria. A wedding would risk exposing my secret. And though I was frustrated with Victoria, I didn't want to lose her altogether. Ruby and I snuck around for many months. Every chance I got, I lied to Victoria about working late and spending time with friends. In reality, I spent all of my time with Ruby. I showered her with love and affection. I still loved Victoria deep down, but I was angry she couldn't treat me like Ruby did. The countdown to my wedding days finally reached the single digits. I became more irritable about the event. Marrying Victoria meant I would have to become even more secretive with Ruby. I even thought about breaking things off with Ruby temporarily, at least until the wedding was over. But selfishly, I didn't want to have to win her back. My wedding day finally came, and I felt better than I thought I would. I loved Victoria, and would have her forever after we exchanged vows. I felt confident I could keep the affair going with Ruby. It would be the best of both worlds. I stood at the altar, waiting for my bride. But after the agonizing minutes passed, I realized she wasn't coming. I was alone at the altar, with my broken heart and a tear in my eye. I called Victoria right away, begging to know why she'd done such a thing. Why would you leave me?
It's karma, James. I found out you've been cheating on me for months.
You humiliated me.
I was suspicious for weeks. I got proof when I saw you out with that other woman. You were doting over her. It crushed me, James. I figured the best way to tell you that I knew was by not showing up to the wedding.
She ended the call, and I sobbed into my hands. My biggest fear came true. I lost Victoria. I tried to keep seeing Ruby, but when I looked into her eyes, all I saw was Victoria's pain. I ended things with her and was completely alone. For months, I blamed everyone but myself. But then I began to accept that I needed to change, and only I could blame myself for creating such a mess. I set goals for myself and started reading motivational books and building my confidence. I didn't want to be a liar anymore. I wanted to treat people better and care about the impact I made on them. I worked hard to treat everyone around me as they deserved. I wasn't sure what I wanted in future relationships, but I knew that I never wanted to cheat again or hurt the people I love. I promised myself that if I committed to someone ever again, I would mean it. I strived to be the good man I once was, before the resentment got the best of me. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Hey friends, please like and subscribe for more amazing stories. My name is Kara, and I got pregnant by a stranger. It all started on a Friday night, almost 1 year ago. My boyfriend Brody broke up with me a few weeks before, and I was heartbroken. I thought we had a perfect relationship and a promising future together, but he thought differently.
This just isn't working for me anymore, Kara. I don't think we're a good match.
Please don't do this. I've always seen a future with you, and I'm so happy dating you.
I don't feel the same, and I think we've grown apart. I'm sorry.
I tried to get over Brody right away. I was hanging out with all of my friends a lot and trying to stay distracted. Then one Friday night, my friends called me and invited me to go to a nightclub with them. I was uncertain at first, as I was still heartbroken and didn't feel very pretty or like it was worth trying to talk to anybody new. But the more I thought about it, the more I knew I needed to get out and meet new people, even if it was hard. That night, I met Joseph. He was very friendly and we had a lot in common. We had a little too much fun at the club and spent the night together. He made me feel worthwhile again and forget all about Brody breaking up with me. I finally had hope that I could meet a nice guy and maybe start a new relationship again. But Joseph and I didn't keep in touch after our night together. About a month passed and I was feeling sick and emotional all of the time. I could tell something was different about me. Then I found out I was pregnant. I was excited and was confident he would be too. So we agreed to meet up so I could give him the good news. I couldn't wait to tell you. I'm pregnant!
You're excited? I don't know if I'm ready for a child.
What do you mean? This could be a fresh start for both of us. You told me the night we met you didn't know what you wanted to do with your life. Being a dad could help you.
I like you, Kara, but we barely know each other. We can't be two strangers raising a baby together.
Why not? People do it all the time. I don't want to do this alone.
I can't do this. I'm sorry.
That was the last thing Joseph ever said to me. That he was sorry, and he disappeared. It was just like what Brody did, but even worse because I was pregnant. I was devastated that he didn't want to have a family with me. Of course, it would have been difficult, but we faced it together, and I thought we could make it. I knew I wanted the baby no matter what, so as the months passed, I worked hard to provide for myself. I was lonely and even reached out to Joseph several times out of desperation. Unfortunately, he never returned my calls or asked how his baby was doing. The day finally came when I gave birth to my son. I was so excited to see him. Having him in front of me was my reward for working so hard to provide for myself without any help. I called Joseph to tell him his son had been born. He didn't answer, so I left him a voicemail. Joseph, your son was born today. He is happy and healthy. I wish you could have been along for this journey, and we could have tried to do this together. But it's not too late. I didn't call Joseph to tell him so we could be in a relationship, but instead, I hoped my baby would have his father in his life. I never heard from Joseph ever again, not even to check on his son. Part of me still wonders what he thinks about our situation, and if he ever feels like he's missing out on our lives. I do not have any regrets because I got the gift of my son out of the situation. But I learned a valuable lesson. To be very careful who I fall for because not everyone has my best interest or will care for me in the long run.